Hi guys, welcome back to My Image. If this is your first time, hi, my name is Rashay. I'm a lover of fashion, the business of fashion. I'm also a little obsessed with vintage. If this is your first time, I do a lot of styling content here, primarily through thrifted or vintage finds. So if you do like styling content, fashion content, please consider subscribing. I'd love for you to join the family. So today, now that we're in full-blown spring, I wanted to come back in with what I've been seeing a lot of from the trends, what people have been wearing, and of course the vintage inspired sneakers are still going strong, you know, starting out with the Adidas and going into now one of the higher end is the Miu Miu. Speaking of Miu Miu, boat shoes are also really on the tippity top. I'm still on the fence of if I'm able to find it out thrifting or I just want to get it online and enjoy it, but I'm holding off to see if the craving is still with me. I also see, you know, stacked bracelet, resin bracelets going on, but the color that is really trending that I wanted to focus on today is butter yellow. Now, when I did my spring review, I didn't focus too much on butter yellow because butter yellow was trending last spring. Butter yellow was also trending the spring before. So it was nothing new, but people have really latched on to the butter yellow for this year's trends. And yeah, I just wanted to go through just some of the ways to style butter yellow. If you were thinking about trying it, you have some butter yellow in your closet and you wanted to like just pull it out and get the wear out of it this spring, let's just look at some easy color inspiration for wearing butter yellow. Also, I'm going with the retro looking hair because now that my hair is 1 month post relaxer, the body is back to how I know my hair. So we're just going with the retro look. I did put it on rollers and yeah, it's raining all day, so it will be going up in one or clipped up somehow soon because it's raining. So while I'm here, retro hair, why not? Let's do it. So I went through my closet and the 3 things that I have on hand is just this little top right here. It does have some floral appliques and I found 2 blazers. But when I'm going through my closet, you know, with a color like this, which is not something that I wear all the time, the quickest way for me to see what color tones work with it is just by holding them together. Another trending color is like this khaki greeny type color tone, and just looking at these 2 together, I know they would work really nicely together. It's like a yellow undertone, deep green. So butter yellow would definitely pick out the yellow tone in a color like this. Butter yellow would also go with a bright red. But wearing a butter yellow with a burgundy, it would soften the red tones and it also works really nicely together. Just seeing the 2 of them together, you know, you can decide, do I want butter yellow with a burgundy? It's very soft, so I also like the color tones of this. Now, you're not gonna wear butter yellow every day, but if you have one piece that you probably invested in or you have a few pieces that you really want to wear, then you might be thinking of, okay, if I have one piece, I'm not only gonna wear it one time, so each time I wear it, I want to wear it differently, which is the whole point of going through the closet and just seeing what colors they work really nicely with. And looking at the trend list for the year, I've been pairing a lot of the color trends and other trends with the butter yellow and they perfectly work. So something like butter yellow with leopard print, again, that's a really lovely combination. But while we're doing leopard print, we can also see it with a black and white. So because it's so light, it works really nicely with quite a bit of color tones and prints. And you wouldn't think butter yellow and think such versatility. So if you're out thrifting or you found anything in your closet, or a lot of brands are bringing out a lot of butter yellow. If I can find any really nice tops, I'll link it below. But this is just such a versatile color tone, which is why everyone latched onto it. Because even if you're not into like bright colors or colors in general, you can definitely do a butter yellow. If you are a neutral girl, then I love this combination. The tans, the khakis, you know, that slight variation to a neutral, and especially in the spring going into the summer, looking for light tones. And sometimes when you put white and white together, it's the hardest thing to do, but you still want to feel like light and airy. I think butter yellow with a tan or a khaki would also be a really good option for going more of a light route. I'm not going to put a number for how many times I say butter yellow. It's it's gonna be expected. So I just wanted to highlight a few of these, but one of the easiest combinations for this pale yellow, I'll say pale yellow, is your classic denim. Again, just in terms of like a color comparison, just to see how these colors work together, I went with a light blue because I'm keeping things nice and light and airy, and it's a color tone and it's a color combination that can go from spring into summer. But you know, it's just an idea. Just hold things up, see how they fit together, and then you'll have that kind of versatility in your closet with your pieces. And already I am now inspired to actually wear the pieces that I pulled, because I didn't actually think that I had all of 3 pieces with me, but now that I have them, I have a few ways that I can wear this trending, hyper trending color. If not this week, it's raining, but in the next few days. So yeah, I love this. The next thing when pairing pieces together is proportions. So for this shirt, it is very long. It's not something that I'd cut at all. It does have this nice applique, almost like tuxedo style embellishments here, and a very vintage rose going on right here, which this was one of these vintage blouses that I'm like, it's never going anywhere. But styling it with some of those deeper red tones, I have these it's like a wool pants with like floral appliques on it. So instead of going like full red, it's still giving spring with the floral appliques, but I'm pairing like that butter yellow with this red, deep red tone. It also has like hints of yellow in the tweed as well. So I actually really like this. Grabbed my woven vintage clutch, playing with that little red tones, and I love it. Heels, I just put on these strappy Stuart Weitzman. Has a little multicolor in it, so very playful, and I love it. So this is one look that I know I can wear for this shirt, but if I wanted to wear this shirt again, you know, I can play around with now the different colors that I know it works with, or a different kind of print. So this is how I've styled this. Again, this is a low waist pants. It assumes a waistline when I just leave the shirt nice and loose without it screaming that it's a low-waisted pants. But yeah, so I do really like the layers of this. So a shirt like this with like really loose pants, it's almost giving like a resort wear kind of feel, but very spring, still cool with the pants being a little thicker. It's a cooler day today, so it would definitely work. But yeah, first look, and I love this. Another variation for this butter yellow vintage shirt is throwing on this little snakeskin. So I know that it goes with the leopard print, but the wide leg of the leopard print pants that I compared it to, just I don't think would work with this style of shirt, this longer line shirt. Probably with sneakers, but I wanted something a little more elevated. So I've styled it with these snakeskin print pants, also really relaxed, with a very nice flares, old Zara I've had for quite a while, and these strappy heels. These are very reminiscent of, I don't know if you can see, very reminiscent of a Jimmy Choo style that I love. Grabbed my favorite East-West bag, my Teddy Blake, and again, just a very chic, very relaxed look. And I love the snakeskin with the stone. Again, there's some little yellow playing around with it, so it goes with it even more, mimics the color in the butter yellow, and makes it easier, a more seamless pairing. even though it's a snakeskin. So I'm loving the detail. We have flowers, we have the vintage little details here, and then we still have like print. Grab a black bag. The black bag is not matching with the shoes, but the tan tones just make the feet almost look like it goes away. So I'm getting that full line of the flares all the way to the ground. Nice long legs, and again, just a little tuck to show where the waist is, give more definition in that regard. But just a very playful, relaxed look, and I love it. So I can wear this shirt twice already. And you know, easy throw on, but very chic, and I love it. So yeah, so this is look number 2 for this. I did find 2 blazers, so I want to try and, you know, style those up as well. So in the spirit of the maximalist, I've thrown on the first of the 2 blazers, and I just love it. It's a lot more structured, a lot more put together. So it all depends on where I'm planning to go. Then this is an option. It's the same blouse with the snakeskin, but just throwing on this blazer, it just makes it a lot more structured of a look. And right now you can see the 2 colors playing together. It just has like a little white piping, and just the 2 tones together, it just works really nicely, giving drama, giving a nice little impact without being completely over the top. So I actually love this as well. So like I said, it depends on where I'm going. If it's really casual, then I can just go with just a shirt and the pants. But if I want to be a little more dressed up, then I love this look. I absolutely love the yellow on yellow. So decisions. The point is, I have options for my pieces. So this is the best part of like playing around. Okay, I want to participate in the trend. How would I wear it? And just playing around first with what I have in my closet. When I go to sleep, there might be something else but a yellow that I'm like, oh, I'd love to get a button-down shirt in this or a cardigan in this. Then I'll go and look for it, whether online or try to thrift it. But this is like the base of, okay, how do I wear this? Am I going to be excited to wear it? Is it something that I want to wear? But throwing them on and seeing how they style and how they pair, I definitely, absolutely am going to try and wear this look by next week. So this is with the first blazer. Now I've changed out my black bag. I've just grabbed this clutch. Since I'm doing so many tones that are close together, I just kept it in that color scheme basically, and just grab this little clutch as well. So that is the first of the blazers with, you know, the previous look. Not that it couldn't go with my east-west bag, but because it's a structured blazer and it's a structured bag, it might give it a more formal look, whereas a clutch would just make the structured blazer a little more casual. And I always like to strike that balance, so I'm not looking too workwear or too formal. It's still an elevated casual look. So if I'm doing something very formal, then I like to grab something more casual to balance it. So yeah, the black would definitely work, but for making the look a little more casual, a little more playful, then I just went with the woven vintage clutch. And this could be easily, even though it's lighter tones, evening cocktails or a dinner as well. So yeah, cute. Next up, I've gone back for the blazer and I've paired it with a light blue denim. If I had a denim shirt as well on me, I would have paired it, but for this, it's a stripe button down and it works as a light blue as well. White vintage belt. I've gone with this pop of color on the foot with this yellow kitten heel strappy shoes and white vintage bag. So I'm doing a lot of vintage blazer, vintage bag, vintage belt, just the way I like it, and then throw in some more modern pieces such as a strappy heel. These are a Goldie slight balloon jeans. These actually remind me of a pair of vintage Lee mom jeans in terms of how they fit, but just a slight balloon shape on this one. So it's making it a very structured denim look, but I like it. I do love it. And it's giving me another way that if I just want to throw this blazer on, styling it with just a light blue color, keeping the belt white, keeping the bag white, then it's just keeping that nice light look that I was going for spring. And then the pop of color is still yellow, but a brighter tone. So I really like this. So this is another option for this blazer, keeping it nice and structured and elevating the jeans quite nicely. A more casual white bag. So even though I'm elevating the jeans with the blazer is getting toned down and more relaxed with the denim and a more casual bag. So I actually like this a lot as well, but I do have one other blazer that I could try this with. So this is the other option for blazer, and I think I prefer it with this look. It's just a lot more relaxed and a lot more casual. And I don't know how many of you remember this blazer, because this was a Celine DIY dupe that I did probably a year or so ago, and I still kept this little cropped blazer. So I actually cut it and turn a full-length blazer into like this cropped blazer, mimicking a look that I saw on one of the Celine runways. I think it was 2023, I believe so. But I kind of DIY'd the entire look, which I loved and enjoyed wearing. So yeah, so for a denim look, it doesn't have as much detail as the other vintage blazer. Then this just keeps the look a lot more relaxed. I've kept on the little yellow heels and the white bag because it's still a very casual, relaxed look. So definitely I'm preferring this. So I have butter yellow options and that's basically the point. So I have quite a few looks that I can pull from for my little butter yellow trend participation. So this is it. I just put on this little snake chain. I prefer to have my shirt button all the way up for some reason. I really like it that way. I just put on this snake chain just to accent the high neck, and yeah, still have on the white belt, white bag, and same equal the jeans. So the only thing I changed was the blazer and added this little snake chain. So I've unbuttoned the shirt. I think what I loved with the button all the way up was carrying that blue tone all the way to the neck, and especially with the vintage blazer, which is a lot more structured, having it that buttoned up I think worked with that look. Since this is a more relaxed shirt, I just unbuttoned it. It's giving, you know, very Ralph Lauren, very classic look with just button down and blazer look. Kept the bag, still very relaxed, very chic, but yeah. So let me know in the comment section if you are buttoned up or unbuttoned. So again, it also depends on where I'm going, because it's a very relaxed denim look. If I wanted to dress it up a little bit, then I might put on a choker with the high neck. But if it's just a more relaxed look, more laid back, then, you know, unbuttoning it would also be a really cute option as well. So yeah, this is the second blazer with the denim, and yeah, just unbuttoning the shirt. And it may have went one button too low, but this is the second blazer, and so many options, and yeah, love it. Finally, I wanted to see what it would look like with a darker denim. So I'm doing denim on denim, but I'm doing a darker color on top, and I just really like it with this cropped blazer. Again, I've changed the shoes to a silvery kitten heel, but yeah, this one is a lot more relaxed and a lot more fun, I think. This is a lot more casual, like meeting up with friends, and I don't mind the mix of metals. This has like a vintagey gold. Luckily this also has like mixed metals, and we're doing a lot of mixed metals this season anyway. So silver goes nicely with the whites, and everything just, you know, works. So this is just trying it out with a darker blue, and you know, doing a double tone with the blue denim, and I think it works really nicely as well. So even if I had a button down denim shirt, I think the combination of colors still work really well. So yeah, that's an option if you don't have like a light tone blue. It still works with like this deeper blue without it looking too primary colory, which is what I was worried about. And I think balancing it out with a light blue still keeps it away from looking like a very harsh saturated primary blue and yellow color, which is not for me. I'm always trying to be aware of the balances that I'm striking with outfits. So I put this one back on because I was a cropped blazer and this is a cropped shirt. I prefer a longer blazer with this being a cropped shirt. So it keeps the elevation there. It doesn't make it too casual, but again, it also depends on where I'm going and what I need to look for. But I do love this white trim on this, picking out the white in the belt and the bag while I'm going a little deeper here and still balancing out the lighter blue at the bottom. I kept the silver heels on. So I think just changing out the blazer for a longer line blazer, and this one is a little more fitted, a little more structured, it kind of builds it back to be a little more elevated and less casual. So depending on the balance I'm trying to strike here, we'll see which of these looks I'll go for. So let me know in the comments as well for this one. Do you prefer the cropped top, cropped blouse with the cropped blazer, or do you think for, you know, a matter of chicness, I definitely think this more fitted and longer line blazer really does a better balance. But yeah, whenever I'm putting stuff on, that's what I'm thinking. How do I balance the feel that I'm going for, the look that I'm going for? Is it giving me what I want? So I think I do prefer this cropped version with this blazer, whereas I prefer the striped shirt version, which is a much more structured button-up shirt with a more casual, relaxed blazer. So it's giving me the balance there. So yeah, let me know in the comments. But this is the last look. I have so many options for these three pieces that I wasn't even sure I wanted to participate in the whole butter yellow this year, but clearly I have quite a few outfits to pull from. So hopefully this inspires you to use your pieces, or if you are thinking about joining the butter yellow trend styling, then hopefully you got some inspiration and some ideas on how to style your pieces or what to look for if you're going out thrifting for some butter yellow. So this is the last look, so don't forget to sound off in the comments on your favorite looks and your favorite combination of looks. So this is very, very chic. Love. So guys, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to let me know in the comments section what look is your favorite. As well, don't forget to subscribe. I'd love for you to join the family. And if you did like this video, please give it a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one.